How's it going, everyone? How are you all doing? I hope you're all doing great, and I hope you're all staying safe. Today we have a completely news-packed episode. We have quite a few good pieces of news and a few negative pieces of news, because the more people have VR headsets, the more problems are unfortunately going to unfold, and Christmas of 2020 has been the time where quite a few people have received their Oculus Quest 2, and issues are beginning to unfold, but more on that later. First off, some pretty damn good news for pretty much everyone that wants to leave the reins of Facebook. And personally, I know actually quite a few of these people. In fact, we ourselves have been trying to move away from Messenger, which has been the team's main messaging app. We're trying to move over to Signal, which is a messaging app that is just way more privacy focused and has gotten a boost from quite a few people over the last week. So you know what? It's my turn. I'm gonna give it a boost. Download Signal, guys, if you value your privacy. And as you all know, Oculus is owned by Facebook, and Facebook has their weird policies, and not everybody likes that. However, it is a price many are willing to pay for the Oculus Quest 2, because it is just an absolutely incredible headset. And until there is an alternative, it's just the price we need to pay. Here's the cool part though, it's 2021. It's starting off to be a great year for VR. CES 2021 has had some headsets appear. We also have a pretty interesting headset that I got recommended by Twitter. You guys know when you swipe left on an Android phone, you get all these pieces of news. I think it's called the Google Now feed. Well, yes, I got recommended a Twitter feed on there that really caught my attention, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But first of all, the Nolo VR headsets. If you don't know who Nolo is, they actually released trackers that allowed 3DoF headsets, which is headsets that can't really move around in the virtual space, to become fully blown 6DoF headsets. You got kind of like a base station, you got a thing that you slapped onto the top of the headset, and you also got two controllers. Now get this, because this gets even more exciting. Nolo seems to be working on a standalone VR headsets that companies will actually be able to take, customize, and rebrand. So they're basically laying down the foundation for other companies. This is called the 6DoF Inside Out All-in-One VR headset. It is an original design manufacturer, an ODM. It basically allows companies to enter the VR market without investing in their own R&D. So that is pretty exciting, because with Nolo selling this to companies, more and more of those companies will be able to enter the VR market. They are going to have the foundation basically laid out for them. I think this is pretty damn exciting and will open up quite a few doors. This headset is also obviously inside out tracked, and the controllers again seem to be set of the same standard. And we don't know much about this at all, except for the fact that I think it looks pretty damn cool. Movision VR. Movision VR is the thing that I got recommended on Twitter, and we do seem to have a pretty damn interesting headset here, and this is the one I'm mainly going to want to focus on, because this headset also seems to be a standalone headset. It looks like a combination of the Pico Neo 2 and the Oculus Quest, and this is actually what I've been seeing in the comments of the Twitter thread. So it does look pretty damn comfortable, and the specs of it are what I really want to talk about, because the specs here are really interesting. Of course, we have no idea what the price is, but we do have a glimpse of this image here. Now, this image isn't in English. However, if any of you could translate this down below, I would be very, very grateful. But I'm just going to talk about what I can see right now. So from this image here, we can see that the headset has a Qualcomm Snapdragon XR. Now, this is the part where I'm kind of confused. It either has a Qualcomm Snapdragon XR2 or it has an XR, and the next part is just 2130p, which is also very confusing. But let me know what you think down below, unless this directly translates to something that I'm just entirely missing. Next, we have the storage, which is really fast, LPDDR5, which I believe is the latest standard right now that you can have, and UFS 3.0. I believe USF 3.1 exists, but hey, look, that shouldn't really matter on a VR headset. I wouldn't expect loading times to be bad anyway. We've got 8GB of RAM, which is actually what I was running on for most of the time on my PC before I upgraded to 16, and 128GB of storage. I would hope that they would support a 256GB, considering VR games are getting larger and larger in size, so I would technically really hope that they would support that, because I would always go for the higher end model. And we have what I would assume is 96 degrees of FOV. Again, I can't really understand what's happening here, but 96 degrees of FOV. Then we have two 4K panels from what I can see here. Of course, I could be entirely wrong here, but you have 2160 by 2160 by 2. So I'm assuming that by 2 means 2 panels. So that's basically 4K. So if that is correct, that's pretty damn nice. And then it says fast LCD. So what that brings to mind is 144 Hertz, or at least something higher than 60 Hertz. Now, again, more might be explained when this is directly translated. However, that's all I can guess from right now. So that's pretty exciting. faster LCD, always welcome in my book. Reduces motion sickness and just adds that little bit of smoothness. We've got 6 DOF, of course, I'd be very disappointed if it wasn't. Then we have all the different type of sensors, IMU, 1000 Hz. I highly doubt that the panel is 1000 Hz, so that clearly must mean something else. 200 degrees, I'm going to assume that is the tracking kind of distance of the controllers that you can have. So I would assume this basically just tells you how far it can track controllers. 200 degrees, pretty damn nice. And then unfortunately, I have no clue what the rest means. Here's the cool part for me personally, instantly really excited because those are 2 panels, according to me in my book. I could be again entirely wrong. I'm assuming the manual IPD slider is back, which is great. A lot of people have been having complaints about the Quest 2 IPD not fitting their book, and the same thing was happening with the Rift S, so a physical slider is always going to be better than a virtual one. Okay, so I fired up the beauty of translation, Google Translate, and this is what we got. Now, as horribly translated as this is, we can actually depict a few things from this. Field angle, we're going to take that as FOV, is 96 degrees, so we were correct there. Camera, 46 DOF, that can't be correct. The screen display, yes, those were displays, so that's pretty simple. It seems to have translated Snapdragon there, so the chip, yeah, that all seems correct. Snail eating instrument, ultra high precision IMU, refresh rate 1000. So I don't know what the snail eating instrument is about, but the refresh rate is still very interesting. I assume that could be the refresh rate of the IMU. I'm very confused, guys. The Law seems to be a self-developed SLAM plus 6 DOF handle, and the handle visible flower field is 200. So, you know, that's pretty exciting. Fresnel lenses. But yeah, we pretty much the only thing that we can confirm from this is the field of view. That's it. So if anyone can translate this in the comment section, that would be great. So that's pretty damn exciting. I would hope that everything I say here is correct, but again, because of the language barrier and because we have very little information except for this picture and the one video that was rolling over me right now from Twitter, this is all I can say. But it is very exciting to see that more and more headsets are coming up. The Nolo headsets, the Movision headset. This is just super exciting. I'm really happy to start seeing alternatives on the market right now. Earlier on, I was talking about controller standards. Now, this is something I just want to fly over right now because I really like the fact that the Oculus Quest seems to have set a controller standard. If you take a look, most of these headsets seem to have controllers very similar to the Oculus Quest, which means development for these headsets is going to be much, much easier. For example, if they are running Android, it'll be much easier for developers to port their games from the Quest to these other headsets, especially if the controller button mappings are very similar. And the easier we can make things for developers, the better, because that means VR is going to grow much, much faster because these developers are going to be more willing to port to these new headsets. So for me, it's very important that we set some sort of standard for these headsets going forward. And personally, I really like the Oculus controllers. I think they're very comfortable in the hand, and I have no issue against that being the standard for controllers. However, if you guys have another idea, for example, the Index controllers, let me know down below. Okay, so now that we have the main story out of the way, let's move on to a new VRCover accessory. Ta-da! VRCover have released controller safety guards, or at least that's what I'm going to call them. Here it says they're Halo controller protectors. Basically, you guys know, the Oculus Quest controller Halo ring things, they like to snap a lot. They like to scratch, they like to break. It's not nice when it happens. In fact, I have a hole in my wall just from this one thing happening. So, it seems VRCover has got us covered. Yet again, releasing some pretty damn cool accessories to help us out with that. So, normally when you receive these, they'd be very flimsy, very gummy. This actually seems very firm, and you can tell because when I press on it, it doesn't squish down easily. And another really interesting thing, they don't just snap on, they seem to have a trigger here. So what interests me really a lot here right now is, will these fit the grips that VRCover themselves made? Because if it doesn't, I see that as slightly counterintuitive. So let's try this out. We've got the VRCover grips on my Quest 2 controller. One thing's for sure, once these things are on properly, they ain't going anywhere. This is so hard to get into place. Then again, if I hadn't missed the first time, I guess it wouldn't have been this hard. So here we go. They do actually seem to fit. With the grips, you just need to put the grip kind of mounting thing around the actual safety ring itself. Now, a lot of issues with these rings are tracking. they seem to ruin tracking on the headset because the holes, they just don't really match up. However, VRCover does say that because the holes here are larger, there will be no issues with tracking at all. So I decided to test these out for you guys. After I finished recording this video, I jumped straight into Beat Saber, and I played songs for straight up half an hour on expert mode. I can't do expert plus. I know, I'm ashamed. And there have been no tracking issues whatsoever, no dropouts, no anything. So I'm pretty happy to say I can recommend these. These are good. They track very well. All I can test for now is the hit resistance. It does seem pretty good. It does kind of bounce off the table more than it would off plastic, so these do seem pretty damn good, and again, they are more rigid. Really cool. VRCover, thank you so much for sending these over. If you guys want to check these out, I have affiliate links down below in case you want to support the channel. But yeah, these seem really good. I'm gonna put the other one on. So here we go. These are the two of them with the protectors on there. And yeah. And the last piece of news that we have to cover is quite unfortunate, actually, because we are talking about glitches and issues that people are having with their Oculus Quests. Now, again, as I said, the more people join the VR community, the more issues are going to be found, and unfortunately that is happening, and I'm not sure whether Oculus's servers are just overloaded or something is going wrong, but the amount of people that have contacted me asking me if I know any way of fixing the fact that, let's say, they have had to reset their Oculus Quest and now they can't pair it with the app, or the amount of people that can't seem to get it working with the Oculus Link is just not acceptable. Now, again, if you guys are having these issues, please let me know down in the comment section below. The more people that come out about this, the earlier something will be done about it. Now, this will probably be fixed in terms of a software update. However, again, I have not much clue about what you can do about it right now, especially the people that have formatted their Quest and can't pair it with the app. And the link issues seem to be much more prominent than the pairing issue. That seems to be happening to quite a few people, but quite a few people more seem to be having issues with the Oculus Link. And the people that seem to have reset because of the issues with the Oculus Link. So I'm not sure what's happening there, but again, if you guys are having these problems, let me know down in the comment section below. Again, the more people that come out about this, the better. But that is going to be it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys learned something new. Hopefully you found out some cool information that is going to get you hyped for VR for 2021. So if you guys liked today's video, please give it a like. If you guys disliked it, I guess this button works too, but please tell me why down in the comment section below. If you guys would like to join the community and are not yet part of it, we have a Discord server down below. We also have a Reddit down below where I want to see you guys posting your spicy memes. And if you guys would like to support the channel in any way, shape, or form, we've got sick mugs down below that boost your FPS by 300%. Totally not by setting your resolution to 360p. And we've got sick hoodies that don't put a huge ad on your body. So if you guys would like to support the channel, mysticalstore.com. And if you guys want to be notified about future content coming up on the channel daily, make sure to smack that subscribe button with your forehead, ding my bell. See you again in the next video. Peace.